All right, let's talk about something we all take for granted right up until it breaks. I'm talking about your HVAC system. It's the silent hero keeping you comfortable day in and day out. And today, we're going to decode it. Because understanding this machine is the absolute key to preventing a total home comfort crisis.
So, picture this. It's the hottest day of the summer, easily 95 degrees. The air feels like soup. And then, nothing. Just silence. That gentle hum you're so used to from your air conditioner, it's gone. That cool air you depend on is just a memory. It's a moment of sheer panic, isn't it? So it begs the question, what's the plan when your first line of defense against the heat just gives up?
And that nightmare scenario, it's all too real, especially if you live somewhere with a really demanding climate. I mean, think about a place like Florida with that intense heat and crazy humidity. In an environment like that, your HVAC system isn't just a perk. It's probably the hardest working, most critical appliance in your entire home. It's running nearly all the time just to keep things livable.
But here's the thing. The challenge isn't just about the heat. If you're in a coastal environment like Florida, you've got these invisible threats that are constantly attacking your system's health. Let's take a look at what your HVAC is really up against.
So your system is basically fighting a war on two fronts. First up, you've got the salt that's just floating in the coastal air. It's super corrosive, and it's literally eating away at those delicate metal coils. At the very same time, the high humidity is forcing your AC to work overtime, not just to cool the air, but to rip all that sticky moisture out of it. It's a brutal 1-2 punch that can wear a system down way faster than you'd think.
Okay, so knowing all these risks, what do you do when the worst actually happens and your system just dies? I know, it feels like a total crisis, but the key is to understand how you can go from that moment of panic to actually feeling like you're in control of the situation.
This is really about flipping the script. A sudden unexpected breakdown? That's met with 24-hour emergency support. The unbearable heat wave? It's countered with a super fast diagnosis. A complete system failure isn't the end of the world. It's actually the starting point for finding a real, lasting solution. The whole idea is to turn that helpless feeling into a calm, effective plan of attack.
Of course, the best way to handle a crisis is to avoid it completely, right? And that brings us to the proactive path. This is all about taking charge of your system's health with regular maintenance and, when the time is right, some smart upgrades.
So what exactly happens during a professional tune-up? Well, first, the technicians are going to inspect and clean all the crucial parts, like the coils and filters, to make sure you're getting maximum airflow. Next, they'll check and calibrate things like refrigerant levels and your thermostat to make sure everything's accurate. But honestly, the most important part is step 3, protection. This is all about prevention, catching those tiny issues before they spiral into catastrophic, super expensive failures. But what if your system is just old? You know, sometimes maintenance just isn't enough. If you've got an outdated unit, chances are it's struggling to keep up, and you're seeing that struggle every time you open your energy bill. It's really time we reframe how we think about a replacement. It's not just a big expense, it's a direct investment in your long-term savings. And this chart right here shows you exactly why. The amount of energy an older, inefficient system eats up can be just dramatically higher than a modern, high-efficiency one. That huge gap you see between the two bars, that's pure savings. That is money that goes right back into your pocket every single month. A system change-out, as they call it, can absolutely pay for itself over time.
But hey, modern comfort isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. What if you have that one room that's always too hot or too cold? You know, like a garage, a sunroom, or maybe a new addition to the house. For those specific challenges, we got to look at some flexible, targeted solutions that go way beyond your traditional central air.
And that's where these things come in. The ductless mini-split. These systems are an absolute game changer because they don't need any expensive ductwork. You can put them almost anywhere, and they give you a totally separate temperature zone. This means you can finally cool down that workshop or home office without having to blast the AC for the entire house. It's personalized comfort, and it saves a ton of energy.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why, the challenges, the solutions, the tech. Now we get to the most important part, the who. Choosing the right professional to trust with your home's most vital system is a huge decision. So let's build a little framework to help you make that choice with total confidence.
Here is your partner checklist. It's simple, but it's powerful. First, skilled technicians are completely non-negotiable. A great system installed badly is, well, it's a bad system. Honest, clear pricing means you can budget without any nasty surprises. But the real game changer here is local expertise, finding a team that actually understands the specific challenges of your climate, like that salt and humidity we talked about. And finally, you want to see if they offer financing, because that can make a huge, necessary investment totally manageable.
So, as we wrap things up here, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When you consider its age, how efficient it is, and the climate it's battling every single day, is your home's comfort system truly future-proof? Because being proactive isn't just about avoiding a crisis. It's about making sure your home stays a comfortable, efficient, and reliable sanctuary for years and years to come.